Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive?
Oh, yeah, I love these deep dives.
Me too. Okay, so today we're tackling Jim Rohn,
Oh, wow, a legend.
right? This guy is like the godfather of personal development. So
Yeah.
we're going to be breaking down one of his motivational videos on YouTube,
Okay.
all about like shifting your mindset for success. And let me tell you, this guy doesn't mess around. He like dives right into the deep end.
Oh, really? How so?
He starts off with this idea that your thoughts are like magnets. They attract what you focus on.
Yeah, that makes sense, like the law of attraction kind of thing.
Exactly. But it's more than just thinking positive thoughts.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Rohn explains how our brains are actually wired to like seek out evidence that confirms our existing beliefs.
Oh, wow.
It's called confirmation bias.
Confirmation bias. So, like, if you believe you're unlucky,
Right.
you'll probably notice all the things that go wrong.
Exactly. It's like when you buy a new car
Oh, yeah.
and then you suddenly see that same car everywhere you go.
Totally.
You're not imagining it. It's just that your brain is like hyper-focused on it now.
I see.
But Ron says we can actually use this to our advantage.
So you're saying we can choose what we focus on?
Exactly. Instead of like dwelling on the negative,
Mhm.
we can consciously choose to focus on the positive
Right.
and look for evidence of that instead.
Okay, like that.
He gives this great example in the video.
Oh, yeah, what is it?
Imagine you're walking into a room full of people.
Okay.
If you're thinking, I bet nobody here wants to talk to me,
Um,
you'll probably just kind of hang back,
right.
avoid eye contact,
Yeah.
and basically fulfill that prophecy.
Oh, yeah.
But what if you walked in thinking, I wonder who I'll connect with today?
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
That simple shift in focus
Hmm.
can completely change your experience.
Because you'll be looking for connection.
Exactly. And you'll probably be more open and approachable, which makes people more likely to, connect with you.
Makes sense.
So instead of asking yourself, why am I always so unlucky?
Yeah.
You could ask, what opportunity is hidden within this challenge?
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
It's about like choosing to look for the good instead of getting stuck in the negative.
So are we talking about affirmations here too?
Oh yeah, Rohn talks about affirmations as well.
Okay.
He's a big believer in the power of repeating positive statements to rewire your brain for success.
Is there like science behind that though?
Actually, there is. There's this whole field of research called neuroplasticity.
Neuroplasticity.
It's basically the study of how our brains can change and adapt throughout our lives.
Interesting.
And research suggests that repeating positive affirmations can actually create new neural pathways,
Oh, wow.
which can lead to more positive thoughts, feelings, and behaviors.
So it's not just like wishful thinking, it's actually changing the structure of our brains.
Exactly. It's about training your mind to focus on what you want
Right.
instead of what you don't want. And this ties into another concept that Rohn emphasizes.
Okay.
It's called acting as if.
Acting as if. What's that mean?
He encourages us to behave like this successful version of ourselves before we feel ready.
So kind of like fake it till you make it.
Well, it's more than that. It's about aligning your actions with your aspirations.
Okay, so explain that a little more.
So imagine you want to be more confident, right?
Yeah.
Instead of waiting for confidence to just magically appear,
Right.
you start acting confidently.
Mm.
You stand tall,
Okay.
make eye contact, speak up in meetings.
Makes sense.
By doing those things,
Yeah.
you're sending signals to your brain that you are confident.
And then,
And over time, your beliefs start to align with your actions.
so like
Yeah.
you become more confident because you're acting confident.
Exactly. It's like building a muscle. You don't wait to be strong before you lift weights. You lift weights to become strong.
I see.
Rohn gives some really specific examples of how to act as if.
Oh, really? Like what?
He talks about everything from your body language to your self-talk,
Hmm.
even the decisions you make.
So it's about being intentional in all areas of your life.
Exactly. It's about asking yourself, is this action in alignment with the person I want to become?
That's a good question to ask.
Right. It helps you stay focused on your goals and make choices that support your growth.
Okay, I like that.
But
Yeah.
Rohn doesn't shy away from the tough stuff either.
What do you mean?
He acknowledges that life isn't always rainbows and butterflies.
Of course.
So how does he reconcile that with his emphasis on positivity?
That's a good question.
He calls it staying real.
Staying real. I like that.
True positivity isn't about denying challenges or pretending everything's perfect.
Right.
It's about recognizing the difficult stuff while choosing to focus on solutions.
So how do we do that?
Well, Rohn gives some great advice on how to cultivate this stay real kind of positivity.
Like what? I'm curious.
He talks about reframing struggles as opportunities for growth.
Reframing.
Yeah. Instead of seeing a setback as a failure,
Yeah.
ask yourself, what's the lesson here?
Right.
How can this make me stronger?
I see.
It's so easy to get caught up in the negative emotions.
Right.
But if we can shift our perspective
Yeah.
and see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow,
Mm.
we can actually use them to our advantage.
Absolutely.
Rohn also talks about controlling your focus.
Oh, that's
He
important.
says, your mind is like a camera lens. It magnifies whatever you point it at.
So if you're always focusing on what's wrong,
Right. You'll only see more problems.
But if we focus on solutions and things we're grateful for,
Exactly.
we'll naturally feel more positive.
And that shift in focus allows us to take more positive action.
Got it.
Ron's also a big believer in surrounding yourself with the right people.
Oh, absolutely.
He says if you spend time with chickens, you'll cluck. If you spend time with eagles, you'll fly.
Oh, I love that.
It's about being intentional, about the influences you allow into your life.
Choose to spend time with people who lift you up, right?
Exactly. People who challenge you,
Yeah.
inspire you, and support your growth.
So true.
Because negativity can be contagious.
Oh, for sure.
But so can positivity.
And it makes a huge difference.
It really does. You know, something that's really resonating with me from this video is how much power our thoughts have.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing.
Rohn talks about the questions we ask ourselves and how those questions can shape our mindset and our reality.
Oh, that's interesting. How so?
Well, he compares disempowering questions like,
Okay.
why does this always happen to me?
Right.
With empowering questions like,
Yeah.
what can I learn from this experience?
Yeah.
Or what's one add-on I can take right now to improve the situation?
So instead of dwelling on the problem,
Exactly.
you're focusing on finding solutions.
And that shift in perspective can make a world of difference.
I see that.
He also talks about how the questions we ask direct our brain's search for answers.
It's like our brains will actually look for evidence to support the questions we're asking.
Exactly. So if you're always asking yourself negative questions,
Right.
you're more likely to find negative answers.
Oh, wow.
But if you ask yourself empowering questions,
Yeah.
you're more likely to find empowering answers.
Okay, so what are some of the most powerful questions we can ask ourselves? According to Rohn, I mean.
He's got a lot of good ones.
Well, give me a few.
Okay, well, one of my favorites is, what can I do right now?
That's a good one.
It's about, like, taking action instead of getting stuck in analysis paralysis.
I see.
Another one he talks about is, what's the lesson in this?
That one really resonates with me, yeah.
It's about reframing challenges as opportunities for learning and growth.
Instead of seeing them as setbacks.
Exactly.
So it's like you're training your brain to look for the good in everything.
Right, and that can have a huge impact on your overall mindset and success. Rohn also talks about turning challenges into strengths.
Oh, that's interesting. How so?
He has this great quote, "Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better."
Oh, I like that, yeah.
He believes that obstacles are not meant to break you, they're meant to build you.
So it's about developing resilience and using challenges as opportunities for growth.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that the things that challenge us the most
Yeah,
often lead to the greatest rewards.
that's a good point.
He uses some really inspiring examples in the video too, like Elon Musk and Oprah Winfrey.
Oh yeah, they both face a lot of challenges.
Right. They both had incredible setbacks,
Hmm.
but they didn't let those challenges defeat them. They used them as fuel to achieve even greater things.
So it's not about having a perfect, easy life.
Right.
It's about developing the mental fortitude to handle whatever comes your way.
Exactly. And that ties into the idea of reframing, which we talked about earlier.
Right.
Instead of viewing challenges as evidence that you're not good enough,
Yeah.
you can choose to see them as opportunities to prove how resilient you are.
And how do we do that?
Ask yourself, how can I use this to become stronger?
Okay.
What valuable lessons can I learn from this experience?
I see.
It's about shifting your perspective from victim to victor.
That's powerful.
It really is. You know what's really striking me is how interconnected all these concepts are.
Yeah, it's not just about thinking positive, it's about so much more.
It's about aligning your actions, your self-talk, your environment, and even the questions you ask yourself to create this powerful force for success.
It's like a holistic approach to personal development.
Exactly. And it all starts with that one key ingredient, belief.
Belief in yourself.
Exactly. Rohn emphasizes that everything you want in life begins with believing that it's possible.
So before you achieve success, before you reach your goals, before you see your dreams become reality,
Yes.
you have to believe that it's even possible.
He believes that the difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent luck or intelligence.
Yeah.
It's belief.
Belief in yourself.
Yeah. It's the unwavering belief in their own ability to make things happen.
And you know what? I think he's onto something.
I do too.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. How many amazing ideas,
Yeah.
inventions, businesses
Right.
never saw the light of day because someone didn't believe in themselves enough to take that first step,
Probably a lot.
right? It's like
Yeah.
belief is the fuel that propels us forward.
The momentum.
Exactly. It's what gives us the courage to take risks,
Right.
overcome challenges,
Yeah.
and persevere even when things get tough.
So if you don't believe in yourself, you're basically setting yourself up for failure.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you doubt yourself,
Yeah.
you hesitate, you procrastinate,
Right.
you make excuses.
And then those doubts become your reality.
It's a vicious cycle.
So how do we break free from that? How do we cultivate that unshakable belief in ourselves?
Well, Rohn has some great advice for that, and we'll dive into that in part 2 of this deep dive.
Oh man, can't wait.
Stay tuned.
Okay.
All right, so we're back and ready to dive even deeper into the power of belief with Jim Rohn.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. Pick up where we left off.
Right, so we were talking about how important belief is for success.
It's the foundation of it all, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, and Rohn emphasizes that it's not just about believing in your dreams or goals, it's about believing in yourself.
Okay, so it's that deep inner knowing that you're capable of achieving anything you set your mind to.
Exactly. It's that unwavering faith in your own potential, even when things get tough.
And that's where a lot of people struggle, right?
Yeah, it's easy to let past failures or negative experience chip away at our self-belief.
Or even to that constant barrage of self-doubt.
Right, we have these inner critics that are always telling us we're not good enough, not smart enough, not talented enough.
And it's hard to shut those voices up sometimes.
It really is. But Rohn has some great advice for how to start cultivating that unshakable belief in ourselves.
Oh, I'm all ears. What's the secret?
Well, he says it starts with changing our inner dialogue.
Our self-talk.
Exactly. Most of us don't even realize how negative our self-talk can be.
Yeah, we're often way harder on ourselves than we would ever be on anyone else.
It's like we're our own worst enemy sometimes. We tell ourselves things we would never dream of saying to a friend.
Like, I'm such a failure, or I'll never be able to do that.
Right. And our brains are always listening.
So if we keep feeding ourselves those negative messages, it's no wonder we struggle with self-belief.
Exactly. Rohn says, you are not your failures, you are not your mistakes, and you are not the fears in your mind. You are what you decide to become.
Oh, wow, I love that. So how do we shift that inner dialogue to something more positive and empowering?
Rohn suggests replacing those negative messages with positive affirmations.
Affirmations, like those I am strong, I am capable, I am worthy kind of statements.
Exactly. Instead of saying, I'm not good enough, try saying, I am capable and I will figure this out, instead of I always mess up. Remind yourself that every mistake is a lesson that helps you grow.
So it's about speaking to ourselves with the same kindness and encouragement we would offer a friend.
Precisely. Your brain is always listening to the words you repeat, so make sure your inner voice is one that empowers you, not one that holds you back.
That makes a lot of sense. And I guess it takes practice, right? Like any new habit.
It does. At first, it might feel a little awkward or even cheesy to say these affirmations out loud.
Yeah, I can see that.
But the more you do it, the more natural it becomes, and eventually, those positive messages start to replace the negative ones.
So we're essentially rewiring our brains for greater self-belief.
Exactly. And remember, belief and confidence are closely linked. You can't truly believe in yourself if you don't have confidence in your abilities.
Right. And confidence comes from action, right?
You got it. Rohn emphasizes that confidence and belief aren't things you wait for. They're things you build through experience.
Okay, so it's like that saying, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
Exactly. You don't have to have the whole path figured out. You just have to start walking.
And each step you take builds your confidence and reinforces your belief in yourself.
Precisely. It's a cycle that feeds itself, but it all starts with taking that first step.
And you know what else can help? Surrounding yourself with supportive people.
Oh, absolutely. Rohn also highlights the importance of having a supportive network. Doubt is contagious, but so is confidence.
Makes sense. If you're constantly around people who are negative or discouraging, it's going to be that much harder to believe in yourself.
Exactly. So seek out mentors, role models, or a supportive community that encourages you to keep going even when you want to give up.
So it's about creating an environment that nourishes your self-belief, right?
Exactly. And Rohn also talks about the power of visualization.
Visualization, how does that play into building belief?
Well, he encourages us to visualize ourselves succeeding, to see ourselves achieving our goals, and to really feel the emotions of accomplishment.
Interesting. So it's not just about seeing it in your mind's eye, it's about feeling it in your heart too.
Exactly. He says, the more you visualize success, the more real it becomes in your mind. And once your mind believes it's possible, your actions will start to align with that vision.
So we're basically tricking our brains into believing it's already happened.
In a way, yes. But it's not about fooling yourself. It's about creating a powerful internal image of what you want to achieve. It helps you clarify your goals, stay focused, and overcome those limiting beliefs that might be holding you back.
Okay, so it's a combination of mindset and strategy. But even with all the belief and visualization in the world, nothing happens without action, right?
Absolutely. Rohn is very clear about that. He says goals are not only absolutely necessary to motivate us, but they are essential to really keep us alive. But he also emphasizes that success isn't built overnight.
Right. It's about those small, consistent actions we take every day.
Exactly. It's not about one big effort. It's about showing up every day, even when it's hard. It's about doing the small, necessary things that move you forward, even when you don't feel motivated.
So consistency is key.
It is, and so is perseverance. And that unwavering belief in yourself.
Because there are going to be setbacks along the way, right?
Oh, absolutely. Some days you'll feel like giving up. Some days the results won't come fast enough. But those are the moments when belief matters most.
It's what keeps you going when you want to quit.
Exactly. If you keep moving, you will eventually break through.
This is really inspiring stuff. It's like Rohn is giving us a roadmap for how to create the life we want.
He is. And it all starts with belief. It's the foundation of everything.
And action, right?
Yes. Belief without action is just a wish.
But action fueled by belief, that's where the magic happens.
Exactly. Rohn has this amazing message. Momentum is created by belief and action. If you believe in yourself, you will take action. If you take action, you will gain experience. And with enough experience, success becomes inevitable.
Oh, I love that. It's like a formula for success.
It is, but it's not a magic bullet. It's about doing the work, both internally and externally.
So it's about cultivating the right mindset and then taking consistent action in alignment with your goals.
Exactly. And it's about remembering that you have the power to create the life you want. Rohn challenges us to stop waiting for proof, to stop waiting for permission, and to start believing in ourselves right now.
To take that first step and trust that the path will unfold as we go.
Exactly. And to remember that everything we want is already within our reach. It's just waiting for us to believe it.
Wow. Okay, that was powerful.
It really was. We covered a lot of ground today, from controlling our thoughts to acting as if, from embracing challenges to cultivating gratitude, from mastering our emotions to believing in ourselves. Rohn really gives us a comprehensive toolkit for creating a more successful and fulfilling life.
It's like he's handing us the keys to the kingdom.
He is. But it's up to us to use those keys.
To unlock our potential and create the life we dream of.
Exactly. And it all starts with believing that it's possible. It's amazing how much this stuff can really make a difference, But like you said, it's not enough to just know it.
Right. We got to actually do something with it. Put it into practice.
Rohn makes a point of saying that. Like, he uses this analogy. He says, the most successful people are not the ones who just learn. They're the ones who apply what they learn.
That makes sense.
It's like reading a cookbook and never actually cooking anything.
Oh, yeah, you might know all the recipes, but
Right.
you're not going to actually taste anything good until you get in the kitchen.
You got to get your hands dirty, put those ingredients together, experiment a little.
I think a lot of people get stuck in that learning phase, though.
Oh, totally. We read all the books, listen to all the podcasts, attend all the workshops, but then we don't actually take any action.
Like we're afraid to mess up or something.
Right. Or maybe we just get overwhelmed by all the information.
I know, I do sometimes. It's like, where do I even begin?
Right. But Rohn emphasizes that you don't have to make these massive changes overnight.
Small steps, right?
Exactly. Start with something small, something manageable.
Like what?
Pick one principle that really resonated with you from this deep dive
Okay.
and commit to applying it for a week.
So just focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah. Don't try to overhaul your entire life all at once. That's a recipe for overwhelm.
I can see that. So let's say I choose to work on my self-talk.
Perfect example.
What would that look like in practice?
Well, you could start by simply becoming more aware of the thoughts you're thinking throughout the day.
Pay attention to that inner voice.
Right. And then when you catch yourself thinking something negative,
Yeah.
challenge it. Ask yourself, is this thought really true?
And if it's not,
Replace it with a more positive and empowering thought.
got it. So instead of saying, I'm so bad at this, I could say, I'm learning and I'm getting better every day.
Exactly. It's about shifting your perspective from self-criticism to self-compassion.
Okay, I can try that. What are some other small steps people could take?
Well, maybe you commit to practicing gratitude each day.
Like keeping a gratitude journal.
That's a great one. Or you could simply take a few minutes each morning to think about all the things you're grateful for.
I like that.
Another idea is to create a more positive and inspiring environment for yourself.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
Surround yourself with things that uplift you and make you feel good.
So like get rid of clutter.
Yeah.
Put up some inspiring quotes.
Right.
Maybe listen to some upbeat music.
All those things that can make a big difference. It's about creating a space that supports your growth and well-being.
So simple, but so powerful.
It really is. Something that really struck me from this deep dive is how interconnected all these mindset principles are.
Yeah, it's not just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about so much more.
It's about aligning your actions,
Mm,
your beliefs,
Right.
your environment,
yeah.
even your self-talk, to create this powerful force for success.
It's like a symphony.
Oh, I love that analogy.
Each instrument plays its part to create this harmonious whole.
And when everything is in alignment,
Yeah,
that's when the magic happens.
that's when you create that unstoppable momentum.
Exactly. I also love how Rohn doesn't just tell you what to do, he explains why it works.
Yeah, he backs up his advice with scientific principles, real-world examples, and practical strategies.
It's not just motivational fluff.
Right.
It's a blueprint for building a better life.
And it's a blueprint that anyone can follow. Doesn't matter your background, your education,
Right.
your current circumstances, you have the power to choose your thoughts, your actions,
Right.
and ultimately your destiny.
So powerful. One thing that really clicked for me was this idea of acting as if.
Oh yeah, that's a game changer, for sure.
It's so easy to get stuck in that cycle of self-doubt,
Right.
waiting for the confidence to just magically appear before we take action.
Like we need permission to go after what we want.
But Rohn is like,
Yeah.
nope, start acting like the person you want to become, even if it feels uncomfortable at first.
And the amazing thing is the science actually supports this.
Right, when we act in alignment with our goals,
Yeah.
it sends signals to our brains that we are capable and confident.
Where we're essentially creating a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Exactly. And by acting as if we're already successful, we open ourselves up to new opportunities and experiences that wouldn't have been available to us if we had stayed stuck in those old patterns of self-doubt.
It's like we're expanding our comfort zone.
Right. And that's where the growth happens.
Outside of our comfort zone.
Exactly. But it's not about being perfect.
Oh, no, definitely not.
It's about making progress. It's
Yeah.
about trying, experimenting, and learning along the way.
And giving ourselves grace when we stumble.
Absolutely. Remember, every small step you take,
Yeah.
every time you choose courage over fear, Every time you replace a negative thought with an empowering one, you're rewiring your brain for greater success and fulfillment.
And you know what else helps? Gratitude.
Oh, gratitude is huge.
It's like the antidote to negativity.
It really is. It's so easy to get caught up in what's wrong, what's missing, or what's not fair.
Oh, yeah, especially these days.
But when we make a conscious effort to focus on what we're grateful for, it shifts everything.
Our whole perspective changes.
Right. And gratitude is like a muscle that gets stronger with use.
So the more we practice gratitude, the more we train our brains to see the good in everything.
Exactly. Even during challenging times. And that shift in focus can have such a profound impact on our happiness, our resilience, our overall well-being.
I feel like we could talk about this stuff for hours.
Oh, I know. It's so fascinating.
But we should probably wrap things up soon.
You're right. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the wisdom of Jim Rohn and the power of a success mindset, I want to leave you with a challenge.
A challenge. I love challenges.
Think about a goal you've been putting off.
Okay.
A dream you've been hesitant to pursue.
Right.
Or a fear you've been letting hold you back.
We all have those.
We do. What's one small act-as-if step you can take today to start building momentum?
That's a great question.
Maybe it's updating your resume. Or signing up for that class.
Okay.
Or reaching out to a mentor.
Right.
Or simply committing to speaking to yourself with more kindness and encouragement.
Love that. So just take that first step, even if it's small.
Exactly. You don't have to have all the answers or feel completely ready. Just start moving in the direction of your dreams.
And trust the process.
Exactly. And most importantly, believe in yourself.
The world is waiting for you, Ashime.
I love that. That's it for today's deep dive into the world of Jim Rohn and the power of a success mindset. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into the incredible potential of your own mind.